What's going on, y'all? It is Trev. This is going to be a quick one. I just want to talk about Juris real fast. So, uh, where do I even start? Things are uh, still in the process. I know we keep saying this, but they are. And LL is being very cautious in making sure that everything is checked out on every end that he can check it out on. So we're waiting. We've been talking to the lead developer who obviously is kind of facilitating all this. However, has a real job, works on other projects, other crypto projects, stuff like that, and has had some really busy weeks. So hasn't had time to absolutely dedicate to looking over the Juris stuff, but that's going to be coming soon. Also, it's being checked by other sources like the Git book and the contracts and all this stuff. It's always getting checked out. Um, I am aware that because I've seen this happen with other projects, I'm aware that you can kind of get a full head of steam. Everybody's very excited when we're talking about things moving, right? Talking about the development, talking about what's going to happen, talking about like LL had been talking about how he got the LLC all squared away and the bank stuff all squared away and everything was falling into place and all the money is in place, ready to go. When you're talking about those things, they're catalysts, right? And you see the chart. We saw the chart reacted to it, okay? Because everybody's like, okay, here we go, here we go. Um, and then it takes a little longer sometimes to get some things done than most of us would really want to see. And there's not a lot of talk about what's happening. It seems to be in a bit of a lull as far as you're concerned because you're not really privy to all the background stuff that's going on. And so you'll see the chart will react to that. Now, and I'm going to look at the chart in a second. I can't guarantee you that that's exactly what's happening, but there really aren't a lot of other reasons for why the chart might be going up and going down the way it has. Other people may have other theories, but here's mine. So when we come over to this, yeah, we saw, this whole period of time here, there was a lot of conversation going on. There were a lot of things that were in development, and this is the daily chart. So for a long time, things were happening almost daily. You'd be getting little updates about this is happening. Oh, we just got that done. This got completed, blah, blah, blah. And things really started moving. But we hit a little bit of a plateau. You haven't heard things for a while. It started coming back down. Now, I've said before, it's very difficult to do TA on crypto in general, but on a chart like this. However, if I look just kind of over the last couple weeks, okay, I'm just noticing some different things, and it really doesn't tell me a lot about where things are going to go, but let's just talk for a second. So we came up, and we hit this little plateau, and I had drawn one of my little purple boxes here and said, oh, I guess we're going to be traveling in this space for a little while. So we came up, and then you can see actually kind of where it is right now at this 8.2 level, even down to like 8 level, right? And I could probably draw just to make it easier to kind of see, kind of at this 8 level, somewhere around here, I'd say. So we had a little bit of a line here. That's probably not a very straight line, but whatever. And it was a little bit of a support, okay? So it kept wanting to bounce down during the day, but the candles kept ending kind of there, right? At that spot, at that little support. And then we took off from there. Had that one day that we really just launched way up, took off, kept going, and then we hit that 4-0 mark right at the 1, okay? And that we found to be some resistance. So really thought we were going to break right through that. I really did. But we didn't, okay? We hit that 4-0-1 mark, and that's when some people decided, okay, not a lot being talked about maybe, not a lot happening. and figured that it was going to be a high point, took some profits. Stuff started coming back down. Okay. Again, this is, I'm figuring out in my mind kind of probably what happened, right? Came coming down, coming down, coming down. But you see, I extended that blue line all the way out because, again, we're finding that area, and we do dip down during the day, but come back up. We're finding that area is kind of where it wants to sit. So last time we were there, we had, these 3 red candles that kind of ended there, and it kind of launched from there. That's where it took off from. So will we have another day or two sitting kind of in that area and then it take off? That depends on the news, I think. Okay. I don't know that we're going to have any big news for you over the next few days. Things are still in the process where they're being checked out, fine tuning. There's a lot of that going on. And I know that it can be tedious. I know that it can be aggravating because you just want to hear from us. Okay, the devs are writing the code. We're getting, that's what you want to hear. That's what I want to hear. But in order to make sure that once they start, they can start, develop it, meet the milestones, and complete this thing as close to within the time frame that was kind of, talked about, right, as possible. It's the setup ahead of time, making sure that everybody's on the right page, that everything is spelled out as much as it can be spelled out. Now, once you start developing, there's probably going to be things that come up that you really couldn't recognize or couldn't foresee. But we're trying to narrow down all the things that we can foresee. And so that's why you have multiple points and people that are checking this thing, looking over it, asking questions, answering questions. That's what's going on. All right. So it's either you spend the time now getting that stuff done, or you just say, let's just get developing. Then you hit these problems, and it takes longer to actually fix them when you're in them than it does to kind of eliminate them before you even get there. Does that make sense? So that's kind of where we are right now. As soon as we say, okay, everything is checked, we're ready to go, boom, deposit is made with the development team, and now they're going to get going. Now they're going to start going. I think that we see everybody say, okay, here we go, and start buying again, stop selling. And that's probably when we'll see that we'll break through that 401 level and maybe start going up. I'm hoping, but that's what kind of makes sense to me. In the meantime, if it takes a while to get there, we could. I mean, where could we drop back down to? Where else have we seen some support? We've seen some support kind of in this 7.2, 7.3 area, right? Because this was another one of these purple boxes that I drew, and it kind of bounced up and down here for a while and took off from there. So we could see this thing bounce back down, even maybe to the 7 level, 7.2. Again, all speculation. No crystal ball, no way to actually tell, but these are some of the things that I'm prepping for. So if I see that we break through this support and start coming down, I think we're heading for the 7.2 area, okay? So I'm gathering up what I can to buy that dip. Because once we start this development, which isn't as far away as you think, but I know you're probably sick of hearing that, so I'm not really going to give a timeline or say anything, but it's all of a sudden just going to be here, right? And once we get there, then I think we start taking off. I think it's more likely that we do that than start climbing from here, because there's really no reason to start climbing from here. There's no real news. There are no catalysts. If anything really comes out, we'll let you know. But I think it's going to be, at least a few days. I don't know, a week. I don't know. Don't hold me to these times. But I think it's going to be a little while where we're in this short on news phase. And so I think we're probably going to dip in. And we've already seen some wicks come down. I think we're probably going to start heading down a little bit more. We may stay here. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. So that's what we're looking at right now with Juris. As soon as things happen, like I said, we always get the information out to you, whether LL puts it on Twitter or I put something on Twitter, one of my little McDonald's morning car videos. We'll get it out to you as soon as we can. just know that things are still cooking. Nothing is stagnant. The news might be stagnant that's coming out, but because there are things that are happening that aren't really worth talking about, but they're necessary steps. So everything's going, like I said, the money's in place. I'm sure that the people who have invested want to see this. They want to hear, okay, we started the actual development, right? Just like you want to hear it. Like I want to hear it. Like LL wants to hear it. Like Frag wants to hear it. Everybody, Danny, everybody wants to hear that. We want to get to that point. We just want to get there. I mean, full steam ahead, right? When we hit it, we just want to go, go, go. So that's what's happening. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Leave comments anyway. Just say hi. It helps, algorithm kind of stuff. Like the video if you can on your way out. If you haven't already. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I think most of you that are watching this are probably already subscribed anyway. So, and follow me on Twitter. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.